So for week 6, discussion question number 1, I decided to make a video and discuss the group article and presentation by Jessica Allison in Geneva on Culhane's study, dealing with the orientation on learning a new language and culture. The 2 points that I thought really stuck out were the instrumental versus integrative, and wrapping up in psychosocial level of integration. As I grew up, I took Spanish at many points in my education career. I took it in junior high, I took it in high school, I took it in college. I would say that those examples were instrumental for me because basically I took them because I had to in order to pass a class and finally to get my bachelor's degree from the University of Texas, Brownsville. As a requirement for a bachelor's degree, have to have second language credits. So I took the classes, made the grade, and basically forgot what I learned in those classes. I did hold on to, some tense structure, some verb structure, and those kinds of basics, but and they did help me once I, acculturated and learned the language well. But basically, when I took those, it was, just for the instrumental purpose. I had to do it, required to do it. I really began to pick up on the second language, Spanish, for me, when I acquired friends that spoke Spanish, probably as their primary language growing up. They were fluent in English, of course, Valleites, Tejanos. But socially, when I hung out with them, I spoke Spanish with them, was interested in the social structures that allowed me to pick up the language. I will say that it was reinforced and, maybe moved into an integrative level when working with people from the Mexican culture, Hispanic culture. Both working with people, and then later on as I farmed, I hired people that spoke Spanish. I did business dealings with people that spoke Spanish and had customers that spoke Spanish. So that was a combination of instrumental and integrative. It interested me to learn the language. I enjoyed being a Tejano and being part of the culture. I reached the psychosocial level when I fell in love with Mexico and made extended trips into the interior of the country. I was a surf bum back in my younger days, and I would take 6-week, 8-week long vacations, surf trips down into the interior of Mexico, as far south as Chiapas, Oaxaca, Michoacan, up and down the Pacific coast of Mexico on my surf trips, staying for extended periods of time and becoming acculturated into the Mexican culture, speaking Spanish, thinking in Spanish. So that is when I reached the psychosocial level. Their study that they talk about presents the instrumental, the integrative, the psychosocial levels of L2 acquisition, C2 acquisition. So that explains how I got it. I agree 100% with the studies. Maybe call it on-the-job training, but a lot of what we're discussing in this class, to me, speaks to immersion, to being in the culture, living with the culture, becoming part of the culture.